As we grow older or enter retirement, we often find ourselves at a crossroads, a time of profound transition. This stage of life, far from being an ending, can be a beautiful beginning, an opportunity to step into a new chapter with intention and purpose. It's a chance to rediscover ourselves, to pursue dreams that we may have set aside, or to explore passions that we never had time for. Rather than quietly shrinking into the background, we can choose the road less traveled. We can embrace the freedom and the wisdom that come with this season of life. It's a time to reimagine what's possible, to create something new and exciting, and to craft a life that not only reflects who we've been, but also celebrate who we are becoming. This time of transition, it can be about just filling the days, or you can choose to live your days with purpose and joy. This time can be about shaking off the constraints of what we once believed we had to be and step into the freedom of what we now choose to become. Perhaps it's picking up a paintbrush for the first time, or writing that book that you've always wanted to write, or travel to places that have been on your bucket list, or starting a business that is fueled by your passions, the one you've always wanted to start. The possibilities are as endless as your imagination. I feel these years are such a gift, and for me, not a time to fade into the shadows, rather a time to step fully into the light of my own unique path. With every step forward, you honor not only the life you've lived, but also the incredible potential still within you, proving that it's never too late to create or grow and thrive. For me, this chapter has seen me traveling for 6 weeks to Europe on my own, which was truly facing a fear. But it was such a great trip and it taught me so much about myself. I can't wait to do another solo trip. I also faced a huge fear starting this YouTube channel, something that I've thought about for 5 years, but didn't have the guts to do until now. I struggled so much with it. I had to move through so many fears. One big one was putting myself out there and being seen. I am a super private person. I'm not even on Facebook. So to put myself out there seemed so very scary. I am terrified of the negative comments. 10 years ago, I sold my retail stores, and while I had them, a negative comment on Yelp put me in bed with the covers over my head for 2 days. Honestly, I had such a fear of being disliked, or maybe it was more my need for perfection. I was so afraid of being less than perfect, as if perfection is even a thing. I also had imposter syndrome. I thought, who is going to listen to me? What do I have to say that's so groundbreaking or important? And then there's the fear of maybe not being successful. I'm not exactly sure how that would be determined, but I guess not having enough subscribers or likes or something like that. Will I be successful? I don't know. And at this point, I don't care. I feel inspired and joyful and happy, and I'm having fun, so it doesn't matter. I faced a lot of fears to start this channel, but the moment I put my first video out there, it was such a weight lifted from my shoulders. And I feel so proud of myself. Everything good is on the other side of fear. Truly. I walked through my fear to a new life that's bringing me purpose and joy. Transitions are a natural part of life, but yet they are not easy. They usually involve leaving your comfort zone for something completely unknown, and that can be really scary. They're about leaving something behind and creating something new, something more authentically you, because it's born out of the lessons you've learned along the way. It's about recognizing what no longer serves you, what no longer works for you, and having the courage to let it go. And yes, sometimes that is old habits or outdated beliefs, but sometimes it's people. You have to let go of the people who aren't supporting your growth or who hold you back from becoming the person that you're meant to be. And that's okay, because this is your life, not theirs. They have their own journey. They have their own choices to make. But you get to decide what's best for you. That's your right. It's your power, and it's your responsibility. Life is always offering us different paths, and at every crossroads, we get to choose. When you decide to live with intention rather than just coasting on autopilot, your path might need to change. You've gained decades of wisdom, experience, victories, and a lot of stumbles probably along the way. I know I have. And all of it shaped you, but none of it defines you unless you let it. You get to decide who you become based not only on who you've been, but on where you want to go. Your brain might tell you to stay safe, to stick with what's comfortable, but your heart? Well, your heart may be whispering something else. And here's the truth. It's your choice which voice you listen to. Anything is possible if you're willing to take a chance. And saying you can't do it because you are of a certain age, well, that's just an excuse. This time is probably the best time in your life to do it because you have the knowledge and the life lessons and experience, and you have the time to go after whatever you want. Colonel Sanders started Kentucky Fried Chicken at the age of 62. Grandma Moses began painting in her late 70s and continued to exhibit her work until her 90s. Susan B. Anthony formed the International Women's Suffrage Alliance when she was in her 80s. Laura Ingalls Wilder started writing the Little House on the Prairie series at age 65. I recently read about a lady named Gladys Burrell who decided at the age of 86 that she was going to run a marathon. And she did. And she completed it in 9 hours and 53 minutes. I had a neighbor who moved to France at the age of 65 with very little money. She chose to follow a lifelong dream, and she stepped into the unknown. We have one life to live, and she decided to take the bull by the horns and live it. And yes, it makes sense that she was a little afraid, but everything good, everything extraordinary is on the other side of fear. It's scary to leave the familiar and to step into something different. But ask yourself this, if not now, when? If you don't take a chance, you'll stay right where you are. And for many people, that's perfectly fine. But you're here listening to this, so I know deep down, you probably want something more. You want to unearth the courage that's already within you, to live life in a way that excites you, to create your own adventures, to chase the dreams still waiting inside of you. Don't go to your grave with your dreams still buried. Don't spend your life contemplating. Take the step, just one. Take one little step. Move in the direction of what calls to you and see how it feels. And if it feels right, take another. Or jump all in. Whatever approach, trust me, it's worth it. Yes, it might be scary, but it's also exhilarating. And when you look back, you'll see how far you've come. You'll have stories to tell. You'll have memories to cherish. And most importantly, you'll have a deeper belief in yourself. You'll no longer need validation from anyone else because you'll already have it from the most important person, you. You'll be so proud of yourself. Take it from me. And what could be more important than that? If you feel like there has to be more to life, you're right. One chapter is closing, but it doesn't mean the story is over. When one book ends, there's always a new one waiting to be written. This is your story, so why not make it one worth telling? Take that first step, choose the path that lights you up, and remember, if not now, when? I hope this helps. I look forward to hearing your comments, and I look forward to hearing what adventures you are going to be going on. Thank you for taking this time with me. I enjoyed every moment of it, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Bye for now.